Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. Oh, hang on, sorry, I'm reading the wrong book. I should be reading chapter 9 of Peter Pan. Do you believe in fairies? Hang on, that's just given me an idea. We could write Peter Pan's diary. Or you could write your own diary. Because after all, we are living in extraordinary times, and whatever you write will be really, really interesting. A diary is a place where you keep a record of events or experiences. You write it to yourself so you can write about whatever you want to. Some people keep daily diaries, others keep weekly or even monthly diaries. A diary is informal because you are writing to yourself. It's in chronological order, which means that you need to write the events in the order that they happened. Describe what has happened in detail and accurately. For example, think about where you were, when it was, who was there. Include your feelings, reactions, and opinions. At the start of your diary, put the date and time that you are writing. Put in a greeting to yourself at the start. Use time connectives, for example, first, next, after that, then. They will really help you put things in chronological order. Use pronouns, for example, I, my, and we. And finally, use the correct tense. Diaries are almost always written in the past tense. However, if in your diary you're talking about how you are currently feeling, for example, I feel so sad, I still feel so sad, then in that case, of course, the present tense is okay. And also, you might want to, in your diary, talk about what you're going to do tomorrow. So in that case, you'd use the future tense. But for most of the time, you're writing about what has already happened. So in that case, you would use the past tense. So I'm pretending to be Peter Pan, and I'm writing Peter Pan's diary. And to start off my diary, I've included the date, Wednesday the 6th of May 2020. The time, 7 p.m, so he's writing it just before he goes to bed. And then I've put the greeting in, which is Dear Diary. You don't have to write Dear Diary, you could just write hello. It's entirely up to you. So a diary generally has 3 parts to it: an introduction, a main body, and a closing. In the introduction, you can write about your general feelings on how the day went. I'm going to have a go at writing the introduction, and you can see if you can help me. Here's my introduction. Dear Diary, you'll never believe what happened. I've had the most terrible day and I feel absolutely exhausted. Can you see any errors with my punctuation? Pause the video and see if you can spot any. Yes, that's right. The I should be a capital letter because when you use the word I, you are talking about yourself. So therefore it needs to be a capital I. Did you also notice that I should have had a full stop in here because I've made a statement? You'll never believe what happened, full stop. I've had the most terrible day and I feel absolutely exhausted. I need a full stop here too. But I might actually change that full stop to, well, what could I change it to? That's right, an exclamation mark. Because I really, really want to emphasize what a terrible day it is and how tired I feel. Thank you. Now I'm going to have a go at writing the main body of my diary, and this is where I really want to talk in detail about what has happened and how I feel about it. So here is the main body of my diary. See if you can see where I've made some mistakes. I'm going to read it to you now. It had all started well when at home the wonderful Wendy said that she wanted to read us a story. However, she read a story about children going home from Neverland and being welcomed by their mothers. It brought back a really painful memory because when I went home, my mum had forgotten about me. Next, John and Michael got homesick and begged to go to Kensington. After that, Wendy said that she wanted to home too, and also the Lost Boys said that they wanted to join her. I felt devastated because I really like Wendy, but I knew that I had to let her go. Then we made preparations for everyone to fly back to London with Tinkerbell. Suddenly, we were ambushed by the ugly, malicious and cunning Hook. Oh dear, it looks like I've made lots of mistakes. Can you spot any? Okay, let's have a look. Well, first of all, you're quite right, I need capital letters for my proper nouns. So, Wendy needs a capital letter. Okay, because that's a name. Neverland is a name of a place, so therefore it needs a capital letter. Down here again we have Wendy without any capital letter. What was Mr. Pengelly thinking? And then finally, again, we've missed out on a capital letter with Tinkerbell. So that was the first lot of mistakes. Also, I didn't put in enough full stops. Let's have a look where I should have put in a full stop. Okay, it all started well when at home the wonderful Wendy said that she wanted to read us a story. That seems to have been a statement, so I'm going to put that there. And because I've got a full stop there, I'm going to start off the sentence with, however, she read a story about children going home from Neverland and being welcomed by their mothers. Okay, yeah, seems all right at the moment. Let's see. Let's go down a bit further. After that, Wendy said that she wanted to home to... Oh, well, that doesn't make sense, does it? To go home to. And also the Lost Boys said they wanted to join her. Again, I made a statement there, so I'm going to put a full stop in. I felt devastated because I really like Wendy, but I knew that I had to let her go. Well, the computer's trying to help me here, I can see as well. So again, I'm going to put a full stop in there. Capital letter. Then we made preparations for everyone to fly back to London with Tinkerbell. And then it says, suddenly we were ambushed by the ugly, malicious and cunning Hook. In the closing, I'm going to write about what happened in the end. And I'm going to say goodbye to my diary until tomorrow. Here is my closing. The battle went on for a long time until eventually the brave Redskins won. Because remember, Peter thought the Redskins had won. I felt so relieved that everyone was safe. I am shattered now, but next time I will destroy Hook. I will write again tomorrow. Bye for now, Peter. I'm going to read my work back to check that I've put in all the features of a diary. To help me, I've highlighted the pronouns in yellow, any words in past tense I've highlighted in turquoise, and the time connectives I've highlighted in green. Dear diary, you'll never believe what happened. I've had the most terrible day and I feel absolutely exhausted. It had all started well when at home the wonderful Wendy said that she wanted to read us a story. However, she read a story about children going home from Neverland and being welcomed by their mothers. It brought back a really painful memory because when I went home, my mum had forgotten about me. Next, John and Michael got homesick and begged to go home to Kensington. After that, Wendy said that she wanted to go home too, and also the Lost Boys said that they wanted to join her. I felt devastated because I really like Wendy, but I knew that I had to let her go. Then we prepared for everyone to fly back to London with Tinkerbell. Suddenly we were ambushed by the ugly, malicious and cunning Hook. The battle went on for a long time until eventually the brave Redskins won. I felt so relieved that everyone was safe. I am shattered now, but next time I will destroy Hook. I will write again tomorrow. Bye for now, Peter. Having read it back, I'm not sure how well the main body here links to the closing, so I'm going to add an extra sentence in to the main body just to help that link become a little bit clearer. Here is the sentence. The Redskins were protecting us, so they fought courageously against Hook and his evil crew. Finally, I need to think about whether I put in enough detail in my diary, especially the main body. I think on the whole that I did. I've certainly talked about who was there, and I've talked about where we were, and I've tried really hard to describe my feelings. So, for example, I talked about how I was exhausted, and I talked about how I was devastated, and I tried my best to use adjectives as well to describe some of the other characters. For example, I talked about the wonderful Wendy or the ugly, malicious and cunning Hook. So I think on the whole I have included detail in my diary. Your challenge today is to write a diary. You could write a diary pretending to be a character from a book, which is what I did today. You could write a diary from the perspective of someone famous, or you could write a diary about your own life, which after all is the main purpose of a diary. As always, I would love to see your work on the Clifton Twitter page or my Twitter page. However, I do understand a diary is a very private thing, so I totally understand if you don't want to upload your work. But if you do, that would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Well, that's it from me. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope you have a wonderful time writing your diary. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.